I told you, one of the things that I really want to do is more dedicated reviews. And what better way to start all of that but with the new Nomad collection that just got sent to me. I totally forgot that there is some cheek products. I already have cheek products on, but I'm gonna do 2 different looks, and I'll do these in the second look. I'm very excited to dive into this. This is the first PR that I've gotten since I moved, and I love Nomad Cosmetics, and I'm so excited. It is an indie brand that is like destination travel inspired, and I'm so excited. This collection is actually inspired by the Greek Odyssey, which is a classic work by Omeros that is now being adapted to the TV screen. I guess again, it's not the first time, and there's a movie coming out. I'm really excited to watch it. Let me actually like read, because the owner did send me some information. Let me double check. So this is being revealed, well, today as you're seeing this is April 25th. It is launching on Monday the 27th. I will put all the launch details down below. You can always use my code Angelica with Nomad Cosmetics and get 10% off. You can use Angelica at a bunch of different indie brands. Always try it out at the checkout and see if you can get a discount. So there is an 18-pan palette, and then there is a color adapting blush balm and an illuminating highlighter balm. And then there is a limited edition artisan scarf featuring her hand illustrated Odysseus pattern, and it also says these are not limited edition. If they run out, they will restock. So I am so excited. I will say the pattern is stunning. I always love the presentation and the theming and the packaging of Nomad Cosmetics. They always do such a great job. And what I will do 2 different looks with this one, and in the second look I will use the cheek products as well. So this is what the palette looks like. It does have some of those like Grecian blues. I don't know, my swatch game isn't perfect yet, like since I moved, so give me a little time to figure that out. Actually, as I sat down to film this, DHL did deliver the rest of, well, almost the rest of my equipment for my filming room because I'm setting this up. So already second look will probably be even better quality than what you're seeing right now. And hopefully I can get my swatch game to be even better. But this has some blues, some more like aqua marines. There are some yellowy golds, and there's a couple of pops of like neutrals and purples, and this almost like, it's like a golden raspberry color down here, like a raspberry with some golden specks in there. And I do recognize most of the names in here as like either Greek names or from the Odysseys. I did read the book actually, but the only one I didn't recognize was a lion, and I had to look that up, and it's actually Greek for olives. Love olives. So I don't know the pricing of this one, but if I have all of that, I will put it down below. Remember, you can use a discount and get some money off. But let me zoom in and let's do the first look. And I want to do like, I put this on and I want to use some of the, like the aquamarines here. And I want to do like almost like a smoky liner situation. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to be using Ithaca and Peloponnese. Is it the other way around? It's Ithaca and Peloponnese. I'm going to be using those 2 shades. And I am going to be hopefully creating a smoky liner. I think I'm going to take it all around. I'm going to start with Peloponnese, and I think I'm going to take it. Do I have something that has a little bit of a mirror here? Again, I still have not found a good mirror on a stand. I'm on a mission to find it though. I will find one. Did you ever read The Odyssey? I was on a bit of a classic book kick when I was a kid. I say a kid, but I was like a teenager. And I was reading a lot of classic books. I don't really read classics now, and I think it's because I was reading so many classics when I was younger, and some of them I hated and some of them I loved. I really hated Wuthering Heights. Hated it. I did enjoy the Odyssey. I will say the Iliad. I did read the Iliad too by Omeros, and it's a little dry. Okay, it's giving dry. Let's just put it like that. But I really did enjoy the Odyssey. I thought it was a great book. My favorite classic book actually that I've ever read is If You Want a Book Tip. A book tip from someone. I loved it when I read it. I loved it so much that I really want to reread it. It is The Count of Monte Cristo. Have you ever read it? It's like a brick of a book. It is, I think it's like 1,000 pages. And it is a brick of a book. But oh my gosh, it is such a good book. It is I feel like it is the model of a lot of like revenge stories because it is the ultimate revenge story. Someone who has been wronged, who is just, you know, getting his revenge, and it is such a good book. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna do a bit of a liner like this, and I'm gonna blend it out with some of the lighter color, the one that's called Ithaca. I haven't been, I think, to either of these places. I'm pretty sure. I do love Greece, and I have been a lot to Greece, and I always say that like Greece is my like dream retirement destination. I love vacationing in Greece. I don't know if I would want to live in Greece, but I love vacationing in Greece. But if you live in Greece, please let me know. Do you think it's a great place to live? Because I was definitely contemplating it. And now on a pencil brush, I'm taking Ithaca, and I'm just, oof, what a beautiful color. Am I in focus? Hello? There we are. And I am gonna try and just blend out this line with this color, and then I'm gonna reapply the dark color again. But I just wanna have like a smoky liner, and I think I'm just gonna do some sparkles afterwards. But I'm just tapping on this lighter color, blending it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna reapply the dark color. This is, again, trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, going back to the dark color, and this time I'm gonna be less precise. I'm gonna fill in, but then I'm gonna blend it out and smoke it out a bit. So it's like less precise of a liner. Okay, I did a little bit in my waterline just to deepen things up a bit, and I'm kind of thinking I'll do this one, Gaia, which is the goddess of earth, right? I think I'll do a little bit of that one just on my finger. Ooh, it has a little bit of a shift to it too. Very beautiful. It's like almost like a peachy pink. I'm gonna see if I can, again, maybe I'll just do this. I am struggling. I'm gonna put some here. Ooh, that is so pretty. I don't know if you even can see anything. Like I said, this will be better. And I'm just putting a little bit of glow. That's beautiful though. My nails are also like absolutely wrecked. My husband was really nice, and he called a place and he booked a time for me tomorrow because they didn't speak English, and of course I don't speak Italian yet, so all of this is things that I am gonna figure out with time. This looks so beautiful. Wait, I love that shimmer. Do you see that shimmer? It's so beautiful. Oh my god, my nails are too long. I need to get them short. Wait, I love that. That is so... Very, very pretty. Okay, let me finish this up. Let me wash my hands. The shimmer is beautiful. It's dramatic, but it's got a little something. I really like the quality so far, and I think this is really cool. And I think with some mascara and lash, this is gonna like all come together. Okay, so that is the first look. Really enjoying it. Enjoying this like very like dramatic aqua liner moment, and I'm really liking how the green is coming out. I do think that the next one, I do want to play with the blues, but I also want to play with the yellows. I want to do something. I want to do something, and clearly we're going to be doing the balms. You've already seen some swatches, but I'm going to be using them on my cheeks, of course. So far so good. So far I feel like it's the normal Nomad quality, but this was the first one. You'll see the second one right now, maybe even with different quality, because like I said, I did get some equipment. Oh, and different nails, because I'm fixing those tomorrow. Poor nails. Since filming my first look, I have solved a couple of problems with settings and the camera and the equipment and the background and even the sound. I'm no longer having my microphone on a trash can. I'm a classy lady now. One can hope. I still do not have a monitor, and the mirror that I have in front of me is unfortunately not as tall and big as I'm used to. That's what she said. But I am somewhat in a good spot. So if you see a difference between look 1 and look 2, usually I would say no you didn't, but actually yes you did. So I put a little bit of eye primer on, and I do want to play with the blue mattes. I might even do the dark purple, I'm not 100% sure. And I kind of want to play with Circe and Helios, the yellow shimmers. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. Everybody hold their breath. It might work out, it might not. But I think first we're going to try the cheek product. So this is the Color Adapting Blush Balm. Let me take it out of the packaging. And I have not swatched or tried this at all when you're seeing this. So this is what it looks like. I have no, what am I supposed to do with this? Famous last words. This is going to be an adventure. We are in like, is it Frodo or is it Bilbo that says I'm going on an adventure? I don't remember. One of the two. We're having a Lord of the Rings moment. And this is the blush highlighter balm. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna take off any extra product from this brush and go in, and hopefully, I really wish I knew what I was doing. I'm just gonna mix. I'm like kind of going like this. I think it is like an adapting balm. Oh, this one has an fancy packaging and a mirror. Okay, that's very balmy. As you can see, that is like balmy, and it turns kind of pink straight away, which I mean, I knew it was going to be pink, but it's very easy to put on with the brush. And I don't feel like it like lifted. I did have a cream bronzer on underneath, but I did have a little powder on my under eyes, and I don't feel like it's lifting or making that look weird. I mean, is it a balm? Yes. Is it? It's a little tacky, but it's definitely not like sticky. I didn't put that much on either. I think always with these balms, less is usually more, but I don't hate that. Let me see if we can get a highlighting brush and okay, definitely picks up. Let's see if we can put, I'm like, is it the highlighter or is it that it's a balm? Oh, there's definitely a little bit of shimmer in here. Oh my god, now I'm sticking my hair to it. That was me though. I was putting the hair into it. I don't know if this highlighter is highlighty enough for me. I kind of think the blush gave enough on its own. I'm gonna see if I can pick up a little bit more. I think this is one of those where it's like, I like the blush more than I like the highlighter. Okay, I pick up a little bit more and more is coming off. But again, when it comes to balms, I do think that less is more. And I feel like I'm having to put on more of like the balmy texture on my face than I would like to get the level of shimmer I want. And then when I do that, I do feel like it's lifting a bit. Okay, so what did we learn from this? I like the blush more than I like the highlighter. And the blush actually looks really pretty. It's like a watermelon pink on me, which I actually do like for summer. We're gonna leave that as is. We're gonna leave that as is, and we are gonna go into the eyeshadow palette. So I think I'm gonna start with Elysium. So this is the middle blue shade, and I am gonna do, this mirror is not big enough. I'm gonna reach for a bigger mirror, and if you hear some banging in the background, they're doing some renovations in the unit underneath us, and they're gonna be done in a couple of days, but I didn't want to not film. I'm gonna do a little bit of a blob, I think. If you have never been on my channel and you don't know what the blob is, it is basically just a blob, an ink blob of color in the outer crease of my eye a little bit diagonally slanted upwards and outwards. Something like that to help like lift the eye a little bit. So this is the lighter blue Odysseys, and I am gonna put that in the inner part of the crease like this. And then I'm also gonna blend out a little bit with this. Oh my God, I'm sitting on a little stool and I can tell my back is like, girl, you are 42 years old. You are not meant to be working on a little stool like this, but here we are. My normal desk chair is coming in together with the rest of my stuff. Beginning of June. Everybody hold all fingers and toes that's gonna work out okay. I really like how these shadows are working. I will say on me, I use a primer that like matches. I use Sigma Ignite. I'm always using Sigma Ignite. Did I lose it? Oh, it's right here. This one has a little bit of a yellowy undertone, like a yellowy beige, because I do have a little bit of a golden undertone. So when I blend out shades that are a little bit more cool tone, like if I blend out a red, it usually blends a little bit more warm. If I blend out a blue, it tends to blend out to something that's leaning a little bit warm turquoise in the edge. But this is a pretty true blue. It's just that my undertone is warping it a little bit. So I did a little bit under my eyes as well, just same colors. And I want to play with Helios, which is, I'm trying to pick it up. Oh, it's really, really beautiful. It is this bright yellow. Oh my gosh. This, by the way, the little, sometimes you see on my brushes, there's like a little mark on it. It means that these are the first prototypes that I approved. And my brushes are still absolutely pristine. And I'm not very like, you know, careful when like washing and using my brushes, and they have still stayed really, really nice. So I am gonna put Helios here, and I'm gonna put Circe next to it. That's really cool. I think I'm gonna do a little blue on the edge as well, the Sirens one. I think that will be good. So Circe is a paler gold, and there's definitely a little bit of peach in there. I do spray the I pick them up with my brush and then I spray them. This is the SpongeBob spray, but like whatever spray I have in front of me. And then we're gonna put this one closer in. I'm trying to like see in the mirror too. Oh yeah, there's definitely a little bit more of like a peachy vanilla gold in here. Oh my God, am I even in focus? I'm sorry. It's really, really hard to film without a monitor. Who's been here long enough to remember when I filmed without a monitor in Sweden? And it was crazy. Sometimes I was like not in focus for a really long time. You can see there's some kick up in the pants as well. There's definitely some kick ups from the matte shadows. I'm gonna use Sirens, this like dark blue here. And I'm gonna use that just on the edge. I call this a bridging color. A color that bridges two colors together that don't really go together. Usually that is something. When it comes to a bridge color, you have to think about color and formula. This is a shimmer, this is a matte, and this is a yellow, and this is a blue. So to bridge these, you need something that is meeting between the two. Maybe it's a blue that's a shimmer. Maybe it could be a yellow that's a matte, but that's not really gonna work here. It could also be a green that is a matte or a green that is a shimmer because of these two together being a green. A bridge color is basically like where would these meet, and it just helps with the transition so it doesn't look as harsh. It's like a little shortcut. And in this case, I am choosing a blue shimmer. Shimmer like the yellow, blue like the matte, and that's gonna help. So I'm gonna spritz this one too. I think this one has a little bit of a purple shift to it. And I'm gonna put this just where they meet, on the edge. And I'm not going to use too much because again, it's a bridge color. We're not doing too much. And I'm just patting where they meet. Pat, pat, pat. And I'm actually going to add in a little bit more of the blue shade. I thought I was going to use a little bit of a darker matte too, but I actually might not. I actually might leave it like this. I think this looks really cool. I might use a little bit of that Sirens. I'm just gonna put it here. in just the inner part. I'm not gonna spray this. I just want to have a little bit of shimmer on my lower lash line in the inner part. Ooh, abort. Just a little something. So in this palette, there also is a matte white. It is called Pegasus. It's at the end here. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, again, so many things in front of me. I was thinking, why don't we do a little bit of that? Because if you didn't know, I am a huge fan of a matte inner corner. So I thought, that's really pigmented. Oh my gosh, Nomad. You know, I love a matte white. I myself created one that I think is a really, really pigmented matte white. But this is very impressive. Okay. I love a bright inner corner. If you have never tried a matte inner corner, this is your sign. Maybe you should try it. It is very brightening. It is very forgiving. And it is very smoothing. That looks so cool. I'm really enjoying how that is looking. Okay, do I want to do blue in my waterline? Or do I want to do yellow? Or do I want to be white? I'm not against white. You know, I might do white just to like really enhance this. Let me do white and let me finish this look up and then we can have a little chat about this new release from Nomad. Well, there we are. That's the second look with the Odysseys, the Greek island. Is it Greek Odysseys? That's what it's called. The palette, plus of course the two, ooh, I have them over here. The two balms that I used. Like I said, I like the blush. The highlighter is maybe not for me. If you are more into a subtle highlighter or you love working with balm products, maybe you have very, very dry skin, that one could be for you. But I did really enjoy the blush. I actually think the blush is a perfect color for the summer. This is a great color story for summer. Again, I love these more like blues and greens. I love the different pops. I love there's some yellows in here and I really did enjoy the look. I feel like you can see a little bit of almost like the green coming in because of the mix between the blue and the yellow. I would have loved to see maybe a more warm matte as well to go with some of these warmer shimmers. That's just a personal preference though. I also do enjoy when brands do color stories that are a little bit out of my comfort zone because it makes me think more creatively, because I like being a little bit challenged. Listen, it's 2026. I've been doing YouTube and makeup YouTube for 10 years. Clearly, when something comes along where I have to think a little bit extra, that's appealing to me because I like having to, you know, reassess like my preferences and how I do my makeup and the things that I put together when I do my makeup. So sometimes I like that. I do really enjoy this palette. I think this is the normal quality from Nomad that I really enjoy, which are very pigmented but not overly pigmented mattes. Are really easy to blend. You can layer them. Shimmers that are impactful but not so emollient or slick that they crease on me. This is a formula that usually never creases on me, which I really appreciate. And Nomad is also, they don't put all special shades in their palettes, or at least they've done that in some palettes, but most palettes they'll have like some like duochromes or maybe a multichrome, but they're trying to keep their price point a little bit more on the mid-range, which is something that I really appreciate as well. So I enjoy it. Don't forget to check it out. I will leave all the information in the description box down below. Pretty sure this launches beginning of next week. And again, you can use code Angelica and get some money off at Nomad Cosmetics. Please let me know if you liked the video, if you enjoy me doing more dedicated reviews. I love coming in and doing some tutorials. There will be some dedicated reviews where I'm able to do 2 looks. There will be some where I'm maybe only able to do 1 look. Que sera, sera, but I hope you have a great day and I will see you soon in a video.